Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to use Cypress with VS Code and with a little bit of help from Playwright MCP. I'm going to explore a web application using AI and quickly implement some end-to-end tests. Yes, you heard it right. We are actually using our fellow Playwright MCP to implement Cypress tests. The difference here is that I'm actually using AI to generate code that actually are maintainable and scalable. I have seen a lot of people using AI to generate test automation scripts, but they're just raw codes. Raw codes in the sense like the element locators are not centralized or they're not using the page object model. They're just having these locators in line, and just believe me, it's going to backfire very badly in the future, because if a locator change, you have to change it in multiple places. That will be a task of finding a needle in a haystack. But today I'm going to do it in a different way so that we won't fall into that pit. So first I created a new project, and then I installed my npm package, which is Cypress Bootstrap. This package will set up a full Cypress framework with the page object model and other best practices. Once you have set up this project, it also have some example tests that are already implemented according to the framework architecture. You might have seen that I did run the command npm i cypress bootstrap, and then you need to run npx cypress bootstrap setup command so that it will install all the packages and set everything up for you. Then I just, to make sure, opened Cypress GUI and ran one test. And so it's all good, everything is working. So now let's dive in. What I'm going to do is I'm on the agent mod on GitHub Copilot on VS Code, and I have spin up the Playwright MCP here. And if you just saw, I selected a custom chat mode on the drop down of these agents and selected something called Test Explorer. And I just asked to explore this site and find what are the test cases that we can write. So now the agent is opening this sourcedemo.com site using Playwright MCP, and it's just going through the website and trying to find out the user flows in this particular site. And we'll just give it some time to do it, and it will do its own thing, going through each and every pages, trying out different links, clicking on them, filling the forms, and whatnot. So the magic is actually in this custom chat mode, or sometimes I've heard they call it custom agents. I have instructed this custom chat mode to explicitly use Playwright MCP and also explore how to explore the site and what you need to identify while you are exploring the site. All those things are defined for this particular test explorer chat mode. I will get back to these things on the next video. I'm just going through this on a higher level with the little time I have. Once I have some quality time, I will get back with the proper video. Now, so it's exploring the site, and there is one important thing that I have asked this to do. That is, while exploring, identify the user flows, the critical user flows of this website. And also, while doing that, I've asked it to capture the DOM of each page and list down all the locators that needs when we need to actually create that test automation script. So it's saving all the locators for the major elements that it needs in the next steps. Okay, so it's still going on, and you can see that it has created a folder called artifacts, and there it has two files, testcases.json and locators.json. So these two will have the test cases which we need to automate, and also the locators, just like I said. Okay, so let's give it some time and see what happens. Okay, now it has done the first task we asked. So it has some test cases and the pages identified, and also the locators have been locked in the JSON file, and it looks nice so far. So let's see what we're gonna do next. Okay, so let's continue. Next, what I'm going to do is to actually write the Cypress tests. So for this, I'm going to switch my chat mode to a test generator. This test generator chat mode have a different set of instructions, and it will do a nice work, you will see. The main thing is that now we have the locators, which are actual locators because we used Playwright MCP to get those locators directly from the site itself. And now we have a good foundation. Now we have to write the test cases. But like I said in the beginning, if you just write some raw codes, then it will be a mess. So what you have to do is actually you have a proper Cypress framework now, and you need to adhere to this framework architecture and place the things how they should be. Like, I'm using page object model, so I need to create the page classes in the pages folder. And when writing the test cases, you need to write it the way you want, not just the raw code. For example, in this Cypress framework, I tend to define the page classes as singletons, and I'm using arrow functions to define the locators. And the next thing is that I don't like to write a method for each and every simple interaction or action we do on a page. I like to have those actions in the test script and also the assertions in the test script. So my page class will only have the element locators and sometimes a method which will perform a complex action. I mean, not just a single thing like a click or type. Something like, we'll say, a repetitive set of actions that needs to be done in test cases. So pretty simple. And the importance of doing it like this, or at least from my point of view, I like to have these actions and the assertions in the test case. So when we read the test case, we know what actually happens, and we don't need to do a waste of another wrapping for a simple action. Okay, so this GitHub Copilot is going to create the test cases just as I explained now. It will just follow the Cypress framework architecture and write the tests according to how I have already written some test cases. So how I have written some test cases means, like, when I installed this Cypress framework, it already set up few test cases with the framework. So to understand how I have implemented it, whoever that's using this framework then can go through the test cases and see the pattern that I have been using. Even if I remove those sample test cases, this test generator chat mode will write the test cases just like I have done in the example test, because for this test generator chat mode, I have explicitly mentioned everything that it needs to understand and implement the test cases the way I do. That's actually the main point here. And so I can see that it's continuing on the task. It has created inventory page tests.spec.ts, yes, and shopping cart test it has done, and checkout tests. And yeah, it's continuing its task nicely. Let's see how it goes. Until it does its thing, I'll just go and grab a coffee. See you in a few minutes. Okay, now let's have a look what um, our custom chat modes and GitHub Copilot have done. Well, let's go to one of the page classes it has created. So this is one of them, and yes, it has used the singletons, and also it has nicely used the arrow functions for defining the locators, and it has been using the data test attribute where it is available. That's pretty good. Let's check another. Yes, that's the same. And okay, now this is really good. I had explicitly mentioned for the custom chat mode or the custom agent that do not create methods for simple actions. So it has done exactly the way I asked. This one is not just a single action, it's a set of actions which will be used multiple times. So it has saved some duplication. Very good. And if we have a look at one of the tests, yes, it has used the page classes, and also it has done the assertions in the test file. Pretty good. So if you have a look at this code, you know that it has written a pretty good code, a pretty good implementation, because now it's not raw code, it's a maintainable code going forward. And of course, there were some failures. Like I said previously, it's just a simple thing. It has captured all the locators. So it has done the hard part for us. So we need to capitalize on this good foundation we have now. So I think that's pretty much nice code. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you all, and I will come back again with a separate video about the custom chat modes and what I used here. Um, Probably I will go through from scratch with creating all those things on the next video when I have some quality time to do it. Until then, have a great day and keep on exploring AI and keep on trying to push it the way you could have an efficient, maintainable, and scalable code. Bye bye.